Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weebs here, and this is What If Naruto Was Half Otsutsuki Part 6. Last time we left off with Naruto actually leaving the village to go and train with Jiraiya, and anywho, we begin by actually going over their 2.5 year training, and I am not sure if I will cover the whole of Naruto. I don't think I will, so that's why I didn't say finale. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 7-part series because the whole of Naruto cannot be covered in half an hour. And anywho, now Naruto, of course, we'll start with Tsuki and Sasuke. Of course, since they're with Orochimaru, they will be learning a lot of things, especially Tsuki, who actually has a serpent as her instead of the Kirin, she has the serpent, the lightning serpent, which is basically like the Kirin, just that it doesn't come from the ground. Well, it doesn't come from the sky, but it can be summoned from the ground as well. It's not a summoning, but it's a pretty strong technique, and also it can add, you can add poison to it, which makes it that much stronger. And also, of course, since Orochimaru trained Anko to, her mastering her poison and all those things. Of course, that just goes to show that Orochimaru can use poison as well, especially because he has snakes, and also, of course, Orochimaru has the snake summoning, and Tsuki, of course, gets the snake summoning as well. Anywho, of course, she actually increases the amount of her poison, so it gets much stronger over time, and her poison becomes stronger and stronger each day. And Sasuke is actually perfecting his Kirin and actually adding fire release to it to make it even stronger, to actually scorch the opponent, not just electrocute them or paralyze them if they don't die. It will scorch them and it will set them on fire. And anywho, now of course Naruto, there are other things that they train in, and Tsuki really doesn't enjoy killing 1,000 people a day. However, if that's how she's going to get stronger, she just has to do it, and she feels sorry. And anyways, now of course Naruto, now we go to Sakura. Remember, Team 7 has been training all together, well, not all together, but in these 2.5 years, and Sakura pretty much learns the exact same things, just that she has way more motivation here because Naruto got absolutely annihilated, and she didn't help Naruto at all at getting her 2 teammates back, and it was only Naruto, and Naruto got close. However, 2 of them on 1. If she was stronger, maybe she could have been there for Naruto, and yes, she would have been there for Naruto if she was just decently strong. If she was just as strong as someone like not Lee's tuning level already, I'll say around the tuning level strength, maybe then Sakura could have actually done something with Naruto. However, of course, she wasn't even tuning level, and she was at the lowest of the Genin levels, and so she couldn't really do anything. And I'm not trying to hate on her, it's just the cool truth. And anyways, Sakura does know about this, and so that's why she actually begins training super hard, and in the end actually becomes pretty strong and becomes one of the best healers that in the Leaf Village. And of course, because Tsunade, the best healer in the Leaf Village and pretty much in the whole entire world, is training her, which is something that not everyone gets to do, like be trained under Tsunade's tutelage. And anyways, now after this, Naruto, and now we covered Naruto. Of course, Naruto has had many things in his life happen to him, especially something that even not many people know about. And of course, Naruto actually knew about this. However, he didn't tell anyone except Jiraiya once, because Jiraiya actually saw it in his training. Naruto was actually pushed to the edge until Naruto actually used his purple eyes, as we know them as the Renegade, same as Jiraiya. Naruto didn't know what they were. However, after Jiraiya told him about them, he actually started training them. And since Naruto, of course, already had the Wind Star Rasengan mastered, he just needed to learn how to do chakra transformation, which was the harder bit of the Wind Star Rasen Shuriken for Naruto. And anyways, of course, during these years of training, Naruto has mastered the Wind Star Rasen Shuriken, and so it's not of course Naruto doesn't need to train in it once he's actually returned in the Leaf Village. And anyways, now Naruto and Naruto of course has continues his training and even masters his ice release fully. Of course he had ice release, but I never said he mastered it. He mastered wind and water release, and he also unlocked his fire release. And fire release, he's got every 5 chakra nature that anyone could get to pretty much mastered, except for fire and earth. Well, not earth, only fire, because he actually does learn a lot more would release jutsus. And anywho, Naruto actually creates some of his own, and now of course he also, anywho, Naruto does know how to use his Rinnegan. However, he doesn't know all the abilities of it yet, and it's been 2 years. And Naruto of course has another type of Rasengan, well, 2 more. Naruto, well, he knows how to use the Windstar Rasengan as well, Windstar Rasen Shuriken as per normal, and also he knows how to use the the Vanishing Rasengan, and he can combine the two. That's the 3 Rasengan types he knows, and of course the normal one. So technically 4. However, no one really wants to use a normal one unless once you have those 2 types. Anyways, now Naruto and Naruto and Jiraiya do continue their training together and get stronger over time. And Naruto actually knows how to use the Almighty Push and the Universal Pull. He doesn't know how to use any other technique. And anyways, during the last 6 months of training, Jiraiya was going all out on Naruto and actually did a Rasen Shuriken, and Naruto was actually pretty tired after their little not scrap, but of course fight, and he was about to get hit by he was about to get hit by the Rasen Shuriken until Naruto and Jiraiya did know that Naruto was about to get hit by it, and he was scared for Naruto. However, Naruto then of course having his Rinnegan activated, he actually uses his absorbing skill, and of course Jiraiya was confused on how that happened, on how Naruto absorbed the Rasengan, and even he was, and just saying, there was still around like 6 months left of their training together. And anyways, Naruto and Jiraiya spent the next 6 months actually finding out how to use this absorbing skill of Naruto. And anyways, Naruto and Jiraiya actually during these 6 months were able to find out how Naruto can use this technique, and they actually returned to the Leaf Village. Anywho, Naruto having 7 chakra natures at this point, and also having a secret one which he hasn't revealed to Jiraiya yet. He's actually been training on his own at night when Jiraiya is asleep, just like he did to learn how to throw the Rasen Shuriken. And just saying, the Rasen Shuriken is easy to throw for Jiraiya and Naruto now. And anyways, they return to the Leaf Village, and Naruto and Sakura do still meet up. And anyways, they have their bell test as per normal. Also, Kakashi has been training quite a bit during this time, especially because he let his team down. He wasn't there for his team when they needed it the most. Like Naruto was very injured during that time where, of course, Sasuke and Tsuki left the village, and he actually felt responsible for this. He wasn't there for them. And anywho, now Kakashi also knows how to use his Kamui properly, and he knows basically he's on the level of Kakashi during the not like late after the not late Warrock, but near enough Warrock, beginning of Warrock Kakashi. And anyways, now Naruto and Kakashi and Sakura do the bell test as per normal, and Kakashi is actually able to put up a much better fight against the two, especially because he is pretty much way stronger than his original self. And anyways, now Naruto and Sakura do have a much harder time versing Kakashi and trying to beat him. However, Naruto was actually able to almighty push him, and then Sakura was actually able to punch him into the ground and then take the bells away from him. And anyways, now Naruto and Sakura do pass the bell test with flying colors. And anyways, now of course, Naruto does get the news about Gaara a few days later. Well, not a few days later, the next day, and Naruto actually goes out with Team 7 to, well, the new Team 7 is basically Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi for now, and they go out to actually bring back, well, help out the sand, and Team Guy has been dispatched as well a few hours later. And anyways, now Naruto was actually pretty pissed off, and he actually was training in using some of the Naruto's chakra. However, it wasn't getting him anywhere, especially because it was much harder than usual, especially because the Naruto just doesn't like Naruto, and Naruto hasn't had too many interactions with the Naruto, and his seal hasn't been weakened much at all, and it's actually stronger than in the original. So because he really hasn't used his seal at all. Oh well, he hasn't weakened it because Naruto never really needed the chakra of the Naruto's at any moment of his life other than the fight in the Valley of the End. However, Naruto has tapped into some of the chakra, and anyways, Naruto and Kakashi and Sakura do arrive at the sand, and Sakura begins healing Kankuro, and Naruto says that he'll be going forward alone. However, then Kakashi denies him and says, no, Naruto, you cannot. It's the Akatsuki and they're after you too, so you can't allow them to even to get you as well. And Naruto's like, oh damn it. And anyways, remember, Naruto is pretty much one of the strongest characters right now. He's already much higher than Kage level. He's around the, I would say, Sage Mode Naruto, way stronger than Sage Mode Naruto. However, it just goes to no way stronger than Sage Mode Naruto, but a bit behind his level. And I'm talking about not fully mastered Sage Mode. I'm talking about like the Sage Mode he had, of course, the non-mastered one where he went into a bit of his Toad mode, not Toad mode, but a bit where he looked a bit more like a toad, basically the imperfect Sage Mode that he had. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, arrives at the cave with, of course, Chio and the rest, and in the end, Chio does still succumb to her, well, not to her wounds, but here the fight goes a lot different. Chio's and Sakura's fight go exactly the same as per normal. However, the difference here is that Naruto is way stronger than in the original, and he never really went into his tail beast of state or his cloak, his tailed cloak, and of course goes ahead and pretty much destroys Deidara on his own. Of course, Kakashi just watches, and he's proud of his student. Of course, Kakashi can beat Deidara on his own as well. However, Naruto was taking him on, using his wood release to actually absorb his chakra, and Deidara always having pretty much less than enough chakra to do techniques, and in the end he actually detonates himself. However, he wasn't able to kill himself because Naruto was able to stop the detonation just in time. And anyways, now Naruto and of course Kakashi, who have finished actually get Gaara's body, and Chio actually does give her life up just like in the original. Anyways, anywho, of course, after this, Naruto does return to the Leaf Village to actually hear about, well, actually hear the request for help from, you know, Team Asuma or Team 10. And anyways, just saying, something I forgot to mention, Naruto has mastered, well, not mastered fully, however, he's close to mastering the Flying Raijin. Naruto, of course, wants to learn the Flying Raijin, and he has continued his training, but not as much. He didn't focus too much on it because he needed to get stronger with the Rasengan and everything, create new techniques, and get stronger overall, not with just one technique, master one technique. If he mastered just that one technique, it would actually hinder his progress. And anyways, now it will take him a while to learn it, and over the 2.5 years he has gone really close to mastering it. However, it hasn't been mastered yet. He just needs a bit more training, and he was about to do it until he heard about their need of help, and so Naruto headed out on his own. Of course, it was forbidden for Naruto to go out on his own. However, Team 7 followed along. Even Sai actually joined them, and of course, this was after the search for Sasuke. here, of course, they did go, well, Sasuke and Suki, they did go to the bridge and they did meet them. However, they actually escaped. Sasuke didn't even interact with Naruto like in the original. He just left as soon as he saw them, because he knew if they started fighting, they would definitely lose. They would definitely get captured and they wouldn't get away. Because he knows that Naruto, they're not the only ones who have gone stronger. And just saying, Suki has unlocked the Mangekyo, same as Sasuke. Suki actually unlocked it after nearly killing Naruto, same as Sasuke. Of course, Sasuke, well, he considered Naruto as his best friend, and he nearly killed his best friend. Of course, he didn't kill him. However, he was close to killing him, and that allowed him to unlock the Mangekyo. And anywho, now Naruto and Team 7 did return, and now Naruto is heading out to save Team, Asuma. He actually arrives as Asuma was about to get killed, and actually helps Asuma get out of the way, and actually, well, not killed, but, you know, as Asuma was about to get his blood taken, of course, Naruto arrives and pretty much kicks Hidan away, and their help distress was at, well, help signal, or their, sorry guys, the movement, they actually asked for help while they were actually, of course, spying on them, and now they actually began fighting. And anywho, now that they arrived, Naruto actually saved the day. Of course, Asuma would have died if he got his blood taken by Hidan, and the Team 10 plus Naruto were able to take out Hidan together. On, well, Team 10 actually took Hidan on all together, all four of them, and Team 7 actually arrived, and together they actually, Kakashi was actually allowed to fight here, because Kakashi actually did ask to, of course, fight instead of Naruto, because he didn't want Naruto to actually, you know, die or anything, or get captured during this fight. And so now Naruto is actually watching the fight, and Kakashi pretty much annihilated Kakuzu. He was actually able to Kamui one of his hearts away, and then Kamui one of his other hearts away, and then he was able to take out two of them on his own. And the last heart was left to Naruto, because Kakashi was actually feeling very tired, and he told Naruto that he can take care of the rest. And Naruto actually binded the Kakuzu to the ground, and he actually started absorbing his chakra, and in the end he used his almighty pull to pull him towards him. And yes, he actually activated his Rinnegan, and even Kakashi saw this time, and he was confused. And Naruto then started strangling him and said this is over, and actually electrocutes him and throws him up in the air and says, "I'm sorry, Kakashi Sensei, I know we should take his body in, however I cannot trust the Akatsuki," and literally creates the Rasen Shuriken, which no one has seen as of right now, and he throws it towards Kakuzu, and Kakuzu's body gets absolutely wrecked, destroyed, eradicated. Anywho, Team 7 and Team 10 finished their mission. Sakura actually arrived a bit after Kakashi, and anyways, Sai actually arrived as well. And Naruto is starting to change side little by little. And anyways, after this, of course, they hear about Sasuke and Tsuki killing Orochimaru. And this was around the time where Sasuke actually created Team Hebi, and they actually headed out with Tsuki. Tsuki didn't join the team. She was not part of it, and she was only there because she actually wanted answers from her brother, because she actually did get the message as well, and not the message, but the little crow that told them. I'm not sure if it was crow, but I'm just gonna say it was. And anyways, now of course they head towards their destination, and now of course I just realized I'm covering a lot of this Naruto Shippuden, and I might be able to cover it within half an hour. However, I will try my best not to cover it too fast. And anyways, of course, during this time, Jiraiya did find information about the Akatsuki leader, and this time Naruto and the English Jiraiya actually did create a little plan. They were going to actually train in Naruto mastering the Rasen Shuriken before this, and Naruto and Jiraiya did make a promise that if Jiraiya was to actually find out anything about the Akatsuki leader, he has to tell Naruto as if, because he wants to go fight him too. And it's not that he wants to fight, it's just that he doesn't want Jiraiya to go alone or anything. And anyways, now Naruto and Jiraiya do start training together, and anyways, Naruto does get pretty far with his training with the flying Raijin, and anywho, Naruto was able to master the flying Raijin, and of course he actually goes out with Jiraiya to find the Akatsuki leader, and here he sees a lot of things. Anywho, of course, Naruto and Jiraiya were fighting Pain, and Conan this time actually joined in because they realized that the two were way too strong, and Pain could actually lose. Anywho, thanks to Conan being there, the fights were completely turned around. Naruto saw a lot of things that he could do with the Rinnegan, however, he wasn't able to like literally take every single thing down, and he knew about his absorbing skill or ability. However, he didn't know how to use it properly. Well, he did know how to use it properly, however, he didn't know how to use the other techniques properly, like Pain did. And anyways, after this, Kakashi and Naruto did reverse summoning jutsu themselves to Mount Myoboku because they needed to somehow run away before dying or anything. And so once they did, Naruto and Jiraiya actually stayed there because Naruto actually used the King of Hell by actually trying his best to summon something with the Rinnegan activated, and he was able to summon the King of Hell, and now Naruto and Jiraiya go in it and come out of it pretty much unscathed. Is that even a word? But they come out of it with all their injuries recovered or healed. And anywho, Naruto's Rinnegan is not the perfect Rinnegan. It's not like the Rinnegan. It's not a normal Rinnegan because Naruto is a hybrid. It's kind of different. Naruto's Rinnegan is something that will be lost soon enough, and it's something that Naruto can use without even activating it. And also he can use the Tomoe as well over time once he actually starts mastering the Rinnegan to a different extent. However, I'm not going to go too in depth with that. Anywho, Naruto and Jiraiya start their Sage Mode training. Of course, Jiraiya masters it within like a week or so, and Naruto actually masters it a week later. However, once they actually return to the Leaf Village, they actually realize that it's in ruins. They came too late. They came around a few hours too late because of them actually having some problems with Naruto Sage Mode. Of course, Naruto has mastered it. However, he can't use it. He has mastered it to he's basically mastered Sage Mode just like in the original, so he still needs the clones, and they were actually thinking of a plan of that until they actually realized that they can do that, and it took them a few hours, and they didn't know that Pain would attack so quickly. After what they did to Pain, they thought that he would take a little while longer, right? However, it was just a pipe dream of theirs, of course. I wouldn't say pipe dream, but of course it wasn't what they thought it would be, and in the end Pain actually attacked as soon as possible, and it was around 2 weeks later, and Naruto and Jiraiya came a bit too late. Anywho, once they arrived, Naruto was pretty pissed off, and he destroyed the Naraka Path with one almighty push, and Naruto used the almighty push without even activating his Rinnegan, and Jiraiya saw this, and he asked Naruto, and Naruto says, "I'm not sure. However, I guess it's a bit better since I don't have to strain myself using the Rinnegan. Well, actually activating the Rinnegan." And Naruto has finally he's been able to do that, but however, he has been able to do that right now, but it's not permanent. It's something that he did on an impulse. But anyways, he actually uses normal Sage Mode, and anyways, of course, Naruto actually doesn't want to lose this fight because he's pretty pissed. Everyone in the village is pretty much dead. Even Kakashi. Kakashi is, of course, dead as per normal, and of course, he died by actually saving Choji, and anywho, of course, he's in limbo. But anyways, Naruto and Jiraiya do fight all the Pains together, and they were able to save Tsunade. Tsunade actually got some hope in her eyes, and she didn't actually, well, she still fell in her coma just as per normal. And anyways, Pain still used his all planetary devastation, and Naruto realized that this must be one of the final one of the abilities of the Rinnegan, and it seems very strong. Anyways, of course, Jiraiya says that this technique is just as strong as so strong that it can even trap a tail beast in it. I wouldn't say the Nine Tails, but anyways, if the user is strong enough. Remember, this is like nerfed Naruto. Like, Naruto is pretty much out of chakra, fully out of chakra, and He barely has any. His life force is pretty much drained, and if it was a prime Nagato, I'm pretty sure it would be much harder to seal the nine tails away. Anyways, now of course Naruto and Jiraiya used. Naruto actually realized how to take care of this, and so he actually told Jiraiya to actually use his strongest technique and throw it at the at the core, and Naruto used the Vanishing Rasengan, and Jiraiya used the Scorching Rasen Shuriken. Well, not the Vanishing Rasengan, the Vanishing Rasen Shuriken, while Jiraiya used the Scorching Rasen Shuriken. Anyways, now, of course, that is pretty much it for the little pain fight, and they find Nagato and they talk Jutsu to him, and of course Nagato gives his life up. Naruto realizes that he could do that too one day, or if he needed to. And anywho, of course, now Naruto didn't even use, well, of course he used the the Flying Raijin. However, he didn't even use like his Rinnegan. He didn't have to activate it. He used the ability once, however he didn't need to like use it on a regular basis because he really wasn't in need of it, to be honest. And anywho, that is where I'm gonna end off. Of course, Conan goes off on her own to actually fight Obito, but we'll cover that next time. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weaves, and I will be covering the fight against Sasuke and Tsuki in the next part. And anyways, hope you did enjoy this part, and please stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman on Ratreet, also my friend Hxmesh, and the second channel, the DB Lover. And don't forget to get your good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo, 5% off on your next $49 plus order with the code MEME, MEME, and 10% off on your next $49 order with the code MEMES, MEMES. And you can get your good quality lamps, LED lamps that light up from lamptee.com with the code LAMPTEE with the capital L, then dash the little line, no, not underscore, the little line, the King of Weaves, how I write on YouTube, all capitals, the King of Weaves, all capitals except for the O and F. And follow Shokiro on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and join the Discord server, link in the description below. Anyway, without things, you're dismissed, and peace.